Listen, I don't know. I think it's a little more than 2%. Yes, it's a little bit of a long shot, but when I just think back on how strong Sonic specifically, who are currently in second place, how strong of games they can have at any moment in time, if it were any other team, I would be just a little bit more confident for Oath, but I am not gonna, I don't think Sonic's gonna be out of it until they are actually in the grave.
I will say this, regardless of how this ends out, Oath on top or however the cards may fall, I just give massive respect to all the players that are playing inside this. LATAM and North America against each other has been an absolute pleasure to watch from beginning to end, every single turn, every single play, even the earlier sections, which, let's be honest, in PUBG can be a little slow sometimes. The combination of these two different regions does not let that happen. There's always something spicy going down, Cam. And I say that, I'm willing to bet I'm probably just caster cursing it. Might calm down. But with this playing path, it's highly possible that maybe nobody fights early. Sorry, chat.
They don't. Not a single person is dropping on top of another squad. The closest that we got is Fury and Hardships, but Maluk's even pulling away from that. Oath are actually going away from Mill to Power. I don't know if this is based off the plane path, or as I said, Mill to Power is not the hardest place to sort of gatekeep out. This could be a very smart decision to avoid any potential hot drops, as risky as they might be.
Not quite yet. Nameplates playing the mind game that they always play with me. But they should be able to get into that range if they do so choose. It is kind of problematic sometimes to throw grenades along this point. You can see the circle does shift a little bit further away. Old Times still getting caught up and making Furia's life absolutely terrible. Demo's just going to have to leave and run away from this one as the grenades are going to land back over there. This time, going to connect onto it quite efficiently. Running back down the hillside. So Necro, Rusty Zero say, we can't risk this. Well, Necro thinks like maybe we could risk this, and he's heading off in a different direction, maybe trying to get a different angle to try to play against this. But it's not going to be enough time to save kill Demo. It's going to be Old Times getting up on top of this one. Quick flush back over towards it. Now Rusty Zero finds themselves in a little bit of a difficult situation. A lot of our teams that were playing in Gatka itself, the thicker, harder points of it that we can see back over there, are going to make their way back over towards the Badlands and towards these eastern shifts. You can see Oath still not in any big rush to make their way back over there. But Rarity finding themselves an interesting friend, and that's going to be Sonics playing back over here towards the west of Pachinki.
1-for-1 trade so far between these two teams, but Mime is separated from the rest of his teammates. I don't know what angle Shrimsy is going to be able to find. And Tiggleton now being dropped is very problematic against STK, so Sonic a huge game, but it looks like they're not even able to turn the video game machine on.
The Molotov connects, forces Mime to run away, runs right into a spray of bullets. A little bit of vengeance comes back as it's going to be Shrimsy that connects with a couple of shots. Dodge over here making Cresh's life absolutely terrible, as now Romano's, I believe, the last one up for his squad. Multiple members are down and I think just getting flushed out back over there, so he's by his lonesome. Maybe there's somebody else in the vehicle with him. I couldn't quite make it out. Old Times still looking back over towards Furia to go ahead and finish off the Everest fight that was trying to start brewing, but then instantly switched over into Old Times' favor.
Oh my god, it's still Pachinki. It still shifts over to Pachinki.
Yes!
There's like a little bit of a hill on the south side, but Dodge don't even want that. In fact, they don't even want the barn. They want Pachinki itself. So now PatCaps by himself, prepping a Molotov to delay a push. He's getting support from his teammates as well as Veritas. So that's actually Danny G being taken fully out, a lot of damage onto Adam. So Lampalot, he's bailing from this situation, trying to find this tower to hide out in. But this means that PatCaps is significantly safer than he was just a few seconds ago.
Oh, the slower that he can play this too just means a bigger and bigger benefit for him. Dodge still playing around the outside of it. Do note the fact that we might see meta shift up on that hillside, might have vision on the backside of what's going on. Looks like Old Time's going to be rolling right into Illusion. Illusion being very patient, trying to pre-nade this one up, maybe trying to connect back over towards it. PatCaps, what did you just do to Dodge there, man? Good connections, gets a headshot and a follow-up spray to take them down. Just the lone man, I believe, in Lampalot that separated back over towards Slappers, the last one up for Dodge. But LTD now rolling right along the hillside as well. There's not a lot of options, and everybody's starting to crest back over towards Pachinki because, Cam, it looks like we're going to get an urban ending, and that's where all of the violence and awkwardness that comes into play with loving PUBG happens at. As Fisher rolls right into the thick of Pachinki and instantly regrets.
Everyone is going to Pachinki because that is the only option available unless you want to play on the hard edge, and we know how difficult that's going to be because of the field surrounding Pachinki. Limited options all across the board. Good nade to make a way just barely inside that window, just in case there was someone standing in that corner. But LTD do make 2 of their players in a side. On the north, we can see, yet again, Old Timers and Illusion facing off against each other, but 303 are also cresting in from the Badlands. A lot of space to be safe in, at least. Whether that's going to go towards a solid game for them, we have yet to see, but Shrimzy is still alive. Hard shifts pushing through the compound, but again, they likely don't know that he is there, so they could just completely ignore him and allow him to backfill behind.
I just gotta ask, Duel, what did you do to Player Unknown? Because he seems really mad at you. You got that last big game, and then now you just can't seem to find the circle, lose a couple of members early as well. Shoots a kill with a nice connecting shot back over towards Meta. That's going to be Hard Shifts also getting eliminated back over there as well. Position. Meta's in a little bit of a difficult position. Shoot to Kill is actually inside the circle right now, but it's just going to be Ragnaldo that's inside the circle for his team. Sparking and VHZ is going to have to come out back behind this one. 303 do have a lot of control back over towards the north, but Meta has to figure out some way to get around. Let's Shoot to Kill, and let's be honest, whenever Shoot to Kill digs in their heels, they're going to dig in their heels, and they're going to make your life a living hell the entire time.
Yeah, Silzen made a very, very brazen rush that we saw that got punished by SDK, which makes me think that they might not have known that they were even there to begin with, which is ultimately just sloppy scouting, if that is the case. But back over here on the north side, 303, a little more compressed together because this shift is also helping them out. They're on the low ground, but they are still just holding down their own unique area of the map. They can just let everyone else fight it out, but great. It was... Oh, okay, that was thrown. Was that thrown? No, that's a 2-seater there.
Yeah, no, he threw it down to give his team a little bit extra space, committed to it, and I love the fact that that's the way that they're playing this one out. It shows the fact that putting team first, and that's what you want to see in a game like this one. So, now Shoot to Kill have to figure out how they're going to make their approach back over towards it. Keep in mind, Oath still have a lot of Pachinki that they can kind of contain away from. Last member for Crash, and I believe the last member for Duel as well. But it's all about what's going on at the north right now, as 303 is still trying to contend with Illusion. And this has been a very back and forth fight between both of these that just continually harass anybody that moves around them.
303 continuing to push onto this, but now Old Timers are coming in and pincering Illusion through, and they are going out to 12th place, but Old Timers, 1 HP, I-97 stays alive just for a second. Leko's trying to spot 303's continued push, but only lands a few shots, forced to back away, and just giving up more and more space against 303.
Old Time's got a good defensive line right now, back over towards 303, trying to hit a little bit more shots. Do note that LTD as well as Slappers trying to leave Pachinki have potential vision in the backside of 303. That's why you see them kind of rushing back over this direction. LTD got a little bit of an eye back over there towards it, but the real question comes into play. What are Crush, what are Duel going to do? Oath doesn't really have to move too much, but their last surviving members for those squads do. Luckily, Lamplot is inside the safe zone right now, but you can see Oath is just perfectly fine and content to chill right there. Circle pops yet again, back over towards Veritas, back over towards Meta, back over towards Old Times. So it's going to start to settle down. Duel finally gets spotted out. Crash is trying to creep forward. Looks like Pat Caps might have an idea on what's going on and could spell the end of their tournament as well.
A few more snakes in Pachinki. Slapper's trying to leave, and they're getting sort of peppered down by Veritas.
It's we're starting to see a little bit more of a diversified situation happening back around different sections of the circle. Slappers do manage to make it inside the zone. Oath has a little bit of different goal right now as they're still on the hunt for multiple kills. They're moving around them. Looks like LTD might find themselves in a lot of trouble. Already one member down. Pippa's still trying to get a little bit more information on what's happening. But Balefrost isn't going to let that happen. Look at the full-on Cloud's report right now. Just moving around, trying to spot him out. The moment that smoke goes away, it's just going to be death. And Oath doesn't even seem to care about it. They're still aggressing back over into it. Maybe they can spot something out. There it goes. That's going to be a quick pickup. Moving them up over towards 6 kills. Problem now comes to play. 303's got a little bit of vision back over towards it. Pat Caps does go down to dodge. Nice play coming out from Lamplot to at least flicked a little bit more off of it. Slappers, okay, I respect it, Memo. It's a good little hidey hole, and if anybody comes back over there, it's a good way to pick up a little bit more kills. But you can see total damage back over towards the time. It's going to be Old Timers. They've been putting up a lot of damage throughout this round, but right back behind that's going to be 303. LatAm not necessarily walking up the leaderboard just quite yet, but definitely walking up the damage.
Trisk with the shots, and he is able to get the knockout on 97, but immediately punished there by Selfish. But it took a bit while to get that trade knocked down. But H11 Jr. is also now just all down to G-Plents. A little bit of smoke and some trees to play around, but on the low ground, it's going to be an incredibly difficult push. Exec's going to find him, 37 HP.
Tries to find the peek back over. Does get another one down, but it's not going to be enough for him. Old Times managing to pick that one up, running back over, trying to get a little bit more. Shoot to kill, realize the fact that they have an opportunity up and ahead of him. Gonna go ahead and flick that, get another one down. Exec's the last one up, I believe, for his squad, and here comes the shoot to kill throwables, just coming out one after another, and there is nowhere to go. It is just an onslaught that just feels so oppressive right over there next to you. So with this, we have Meta that's still up. Oath back over towards the east. Slappers and Veritas holding down different sections of the circle. Do note, we have Luke all the way back down towards the south of it that was holding down, trying to feed information back over for the rest of his team. Metagaming is alive, but clinging to a rock face right now. And while it does provide cover, doesn't provide the most robust cover, depending on how angles and approaches come back over towards them. See Meta patiently waiting to see if anybody makes the approach. Oath still playing around the outside of it, looking back towards shoot to kill's positioning, gets vision back over towards Purdy, doesn't get down quite yet, looks back over towards Civ. Bale takes a lot of damage off this one, so going to have to regroup just a touch. This was the approaching angle that Oath was kind of leading into. Now they find themselves not yet inside the safe zone and with shoot to kill and a firm gatekeeping position based off of this. Meta also has an angle back over towards their eastern point, so if they try to retreat away from this and reposition back over there, they're still going to find a fight one way or the other. Oath says, you know what? Screw that. Smoke wall getting thrown down, hopping in the vehicle, skipping ahead of a couple of fights, and now moving into throwable range of their own. Starting to get off a little bit more, seeing maybe they can push Purdy away from positioning. Reload does take a little bit of damage, but it's going to have to be Alo and Purdy that are stepping away. They know that this might be a little bit too hazardous, but continuing to rain down damage as they try to make their retreat.
A lot of healthy teams left in this. SDK with 4, Veritas with 3, and then the duo of Meta and Oath. It was just a 3, but Balefos does get finished out. Alo finds the angle on the Snakers, and again, this cross across the street was never going to be the safest thing for Oath, and they do eventually get taken out with some help from Sparking. And now SDK see that in the kill feed, they can now focus in on the rest of the circle. Their spread that Luke helped them establish just moments ago could be a big benefit here. However, how are Veritas going to be playing this? How are Meta going to be playing these rocks? Michael spots them out, but he's going to commit into this because the blue does close. None of these teams that have to run into STK's line want to make the first move because of how dangerous and scary that it is. Honestly, they don't really have options but to, I guess, wait for the blue to close in and hope that the other team goes first. Michael takes a headshot, but he is going to deal the final blow to Meta. They go out in 3rd place, but SDK is still incredibly confident in this 4 versus 3. They are not giving Veritas the peaks that they were hoping for. The high ground is not going to be useful for that much longer.
Veritas starts to go for a little bit of play, using the smoke walls. Jazz is running up and forward. Michael's just past him as they're trying to make their way to the tree line. Looking back over through this, haven't spotted out anybody from shoot to kill just quite yet. Throwable comes out, does connect. D-Treats buys himself a little bit more time, switching this over into a 3v3 situation. This could be the moment that Veritas needs. More throwables coming back over in that direction. Gonna land back over next to Alo and do flush him out. Purdy Curdy leaves away from the res, keeping himself alive. Civ and Luke back on the other angle. Don't quite see anything just yet to make a play based off of. D-Treats still trying to make his way through the center of everything that's going on. Spots out Purdy Curdy, gets a little bit of damage, but not enough to get the knock just quite yet. Retaliation throws come out from Purdy Curdy, just trying to stall out anything that Veritas is trying to bring. But do note, D-Treats trying to make a play back over towards the positioning that Civ and Luke are trying to do. You can see trying to cut off Purdy Curdy, deny him any angle, any way to play this. It's a 3-man diamond formation moving forward slowly and steadily. They just don't have their back member that they usually play with this situation. Having to make do with just the 3, trying to get the spray back over towards it. Jazza is going to connect. Now just 2 members of Shoot to Kill who had a dominant control inside of the circle. It's slowly slipping through their fingers. Luke takes a lot of damage. Michael has to drop down to his belly. He goes down as well. And now it is Dust D-Treats, the last one up, looking back over towards a weathered shoot to kill to see if they can get anything more out of it, knowing the fact that he is back over towards the center and shoot to kill has to come from him. He's got the tree, but what more can he get with it? He has to make sure that he plays this just right. Shoot to kill can make anything happen with any form of throwable. Tries to get a little bit more damage back over, revealing his position, gets the spray back over towards Uncivil, and to peek back and forth slowly and steadily. D-Treats manages to get enough damage, and that's going to be Veritas taking our last round. All things considered, great play coming out from them. Shoot to kill and everybody from Latin America and North America.
Respect my mind, no die from last y'all. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn.